Okay. I hope everyone can hear me. If anybody has some issue, just let me know. Let me type the same here. Okay. Done. And if you are not able to see the screen, please let me know. Okay. Fine. And see, once we start with the discussion, if you have any questions, you can just unmute yourself and you can raise your question if you are in the right place. There should not be any background noise. If you are in the place where you have some background noise and all, I request you to type your question in the chat window. Okay. And let's follow this process. Okay. Fine. Okay. For today's session, as a demo, this would be the agenda. Okay, just we'll go through what is the concept of Oracle Fusion applications and what are the Fusion implementation models available in the market from Oracle, or you may call it as adaptations. Then we'll look into Oracle Fusion Enterprise structure. In EBS, we have multi-org similar to that what we have in Fusion environment. Next, we'll switch to concept called as Oracle Fusion architecture. Okay, just we'll have a comparison with EBS, and we'll be discussing about Fusion architecture. Then we'll see the concept called as rapid implementation process, how it can be useful in the Fusion applications. Then we'll have a few points discussion on Fusion data conversion process. Finally, we'll look into the what would be the course content for this training program. I have one question from someone here. This is your voice is not audible. Okay. If my voice is not audible, I frankly speaking, I don't have any some option here to set it up. We kept everything is fine. Please, if any possibility, just check from your end. That can help us. Okay, let me do some. Still, are you facing issue to hear my voice? Please check from your end the audio connectivity. Please make sure that you kept a good level of volume. Okay, from your machine. Okay, done. So in today demo, this is what we are going to discuss. Okay, we'll see one by one. The first point is Oracle Fusion applications. Okay, just we'll look into this point. What is the concept behind Fusion applications? Okay, what is the concept behind Fusion applications? We'll see that. Okay. So when you talk about Fusion applications, okay, to understand these Fusion applications, we'll have some few points we'll take and we'll discuss. As we know, there are many ERP products in the market. Okay, those are Oracle ERP and SAP, PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Siebel. So these are all our major ERPs, Microsoft Dynamics, and we have many other, but I'm taking few ERP products. Okay, which we can see in the top list. And along with this, we have some other products also for reporting. Okay, the best solution we can see in the market, Hyperion reporting. And for project management, project planning and schedules, we have a Primavera. Okay, so this is how we have ERP products, and as a part of ERP, our enterprise solutions, we have IPD and Primavera products also in the market. So when you look into these ERP applications, we know very well, out of entire Oracle e-business suite, okay, from that, I mean to say from Oracle, the best solution is financials. So every ERP product is specialized in specific areas. So when you look into our Oracle ERP, the very specialized area is financials. The very good solution Oracle is offering as a part of financials. Okay, financial solution is very good. And when you look into SAP, ST is the very specialized solution. The best solution is available from SAP for sales and distribution area. And when you look into PeopleSoft product, they have many solutions. Out of that, the best solution from PeopleSoft is HR solution. And from JD Edwards has financials and many other solutions they have. But out of that, the best piece of solution from JD Edwards is procurement. And CBL is well-known product in the market as a best product for CRM, customer relationship management. These Hyperion and Primavera we can have as a part of ERP products or other than ERP like enterprise solutions. So Hyperion is good for reporting capabilities, and Primavera for project management. Sorry. Okay. So these are the different ERP products we can see in the market. Along with these are some other kind of reporting and project management solutions also available. So if any client is going to implement the solutions for their organization for financials and HR, procurement, okay, and sales and distribution, which ERP product client has to choose? In every ERP product, we have some good capabilities and few drawbacks which are specific to the area of the solution. So if client is going to use Oracle ERP, yes, they'll be okay with the financial solution when they look into SCM or projects, okay, and procurement and CRM and HR solutions. Those solutions may not be good when we compare with these other ERP products. Okay, when you compare PeopleSoft HR solution, that is always better than Oracle EBS HR solutions. And when you compare JD Edwards procurement solution with EBS, JD Edwards is a best solution in terms of comparison. The same way for every ERP product, there is a very specialized area. So now what Oracle did is, except this SAP, other all these, anyway, Oracle has a ownership for Oracle. This is Oracle product. Other than this product, Oracle acquired all these ERP products and other these products also. Oracle acquired all these products. Not only these, there are many products Oracle acquired. After acquiring all these products, what they did is, from financials they taken, or from Oracle EBS they taken the piece of solution called as financials. From PeopleSoft ERP they taken the solution called HR. From JD Edwards solution they taken procurement solution. From CBL they taken the CRM solution, and from Hyperion they taken the reporting capabilities, and they built ultimate product called as Fusion applications. Okay, so that is the concept of Fusion application. How the Fusion applications build by taking the best features or solutions from the different ERP products which are acquired by Oracle. Oracle built ultimate product called as Fusion applications. So it's not all the time Oracle take in the solutions from other products. Apart from that, which you don't see in the any ERP product, that kind of great features also they introduced as a part of fusion applications. Okay, so this is the concept of fusion applications, how Oracle built on different based on different ERP products. If anybody has any questions on this, please ask me, we'll discuss. If no question, we'll move to the next concept. Any questions on this? So in terms of understanding what is fusion applications, these are the points we have to consider. So if you have any questions, please ask me. Naresh, can you hear me now? Okay, great, fine. So seems to no questions from anyone. Okay, I'll just will go on to the next step. The other point to be discussed here is, okay, so that's how Oracle built fusion applications by taking the best solutions which are offered by different ERP products. Okay, those they taken and they built the fusion application. Now if any client is going to use fusion applications, they'll be having the best solution for financials, best solution for HR, procurement, CRM, reporting, and for all these areas for enterprise related solutions, they'll be able to have access through fusion applications. Done. Now the next point here is fusion implementation models, or call it as adaptations. Done. So if any client is going to implement fusion applications for their business operations, okay, maintenance permits, they are going to implement fusion application for their organization. Basically two models or two adaptations are available, just high level classification. One is on-premise, the second one is cloud. They can opt any one of this model, on-premise and cloud. What is the concept of on-premise? We all well known about this on-premise. We know very well. So on-premise in EBS, almost all implementations takes place with on-premise model only. What is the meaning of on-premise? In case of on-premise, say there is one client called as XYG. The client is going for Oracle EBS R12 implementation. In that case, what client will do is, the first point, the client has to take the license from Oracle. The second point is, client has to buy the server infrastructure, and client has to take care of the maintenance of the server. Okay, and in this case, for license, they'll be incurring the cost. There will be high cost. It will be involved for licensing. The third point is, for server infrastructure, they have to invest a lot, and for maintenance also they have to incur the cost as an ongoing activity. So the process wise, this is what everything server client has to take the buy it. It could be license, or it could be infrastructure, or it can be resource deployment for server maintenance. And again, what is the just drawbacks here? Drawbacks in the sense negative points. There will be huge cost will be involved in this process. And if any client is going to use, okay, if any client is going to have on-premise instance, on-premise server, other drawbacks we can see, say for example, client is operating the business in multiple countries. If client is operating the business in multiple countries, they'll be deploying the server in one location. Say the server is located in US. Now if the users are working for the business transaction process from the different countries, definitely there will be some performance related issues. They may have very high configuration, still the server is residing physically in the one location, and user is accessing from the different location. Even the source is internet connectivity, there will be some performance related issues. When user is connecting from India, when they are trying to log in, it will take some time, minimum time to get connected. When user is performing some activity on the system server from their desktop, from their client system, there will be some minimum response time where system will be expecting just to respond based on the user request. So this is also another disadvantage we can say. So but if client will go with the cloud, what is the cloud? In on-premise, what we are doing? So we should have a physical server. We should have a physical server. We'll have a physical server in our office premises. Okay, in our location we'll have a physical server. If client will go with the cloud option, if client will go with the cloud option, so no physical server is required. No physical server is required. The client can use virtual server. Okay, client no need to deploy any physical server, client no need to buy any server infrastructure. The in cloud option, in the cloud model, the client can have access to virtual servers, okay, as per their requirement. So as per the requirement in the sense, the configuration part, okay, what level of configuration is required for for their server when they are just using on-premise model. Okay, they'll be buying, this should be the RAM and hard disk capacity and other things they'll be buying. The same way cloud based also, as per their business requirement and with enough configuration, they can have a virtual servers. Who will provide the virtual servers? The virtual servers can be offered by cloud computing companies. The cloud computing companies can offer these virtual servers, the cloud services they can provide. Simply you can call as cloud services. Cloud services are nothing but simply the cloud computing company can give the cloud servers as internet source. So on-premise case, where server will be residing, server will be residing in our office location. The location can be anything. But in case of cloud computing, cloud services, there won't be any physical server. The server which we are going to use, that would be virtual server, which will be residing in internet as a resource. Internet as a source. As a internet as a source, virtual servers will be maintained. Who will be providing the virtual servers? The cloud computing companies. What cloud computing companies will do is, they'll be having very big missions, which missions will have a capability of generating the virtual servers in internet source. So if any company is going to implement this fusion applications, if they opt solution called as cloud option, okay, now Oracle is a very big cloud computing company. So the reason is, so or just now we discussed, Oracle acquired PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Siebel CRM, Hyperion, Primavera. Now all these products are not just PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, just we can call as Oracle PeopleSoft, Oracle JD Edwards, Oracle Siebel CRM, Oracle Hyperion, Oracle Primavera. Along with that, many products Oracle acquired. Out of that, one of other technologies, cloud computing also. Okay, Oracle acquired top cloud computing organizations also they acquired. Now Oracle itself offering the cloud computing services to their customers. So that is the concept of cloud. Okay, again here when you look into this cloud computing, there are different options along with the cloud, but being a functional consultant, what is the basic knowledge we require when you talk about cloud? We'll discuss the relevant points. So in the cloud option, if any client is going for cloud, there are different options. One is SaaS model, cloud with SaaS model. Other one is cloud with PaaS model. Okay, what is the meaning of this SaaS? SaaS stands for software as a service. Okay, Oracle is offering this service. Okay, you can opt cloud, within that you can opt option called as SaaS. SaaS stands for software as a service. In this model, there are multiple options that depends on client. They can just have a agreement or contract with Oracle. If you go with the cloud SaaS model, when you talk about cloud, already we discussed. In case of cloud, the client no need to maintain any physical server. Okay, the servers will be maintained by Oracle. Those are not physical servers, virtual servers, which will be residing as a internet source. Yeah, hi Raghu. Hi. Okay, fine. Raghu, can you hear me? If you have some issue, just ping here so that we'll see that. Okay, fine. So in cloud option, cloud model, what happens is client no need to maintain any physical servers. All the servers will be maintained by Oracle as a virtual servers. I request everyone to mute yourself. If you have any questions, you can unmute and you can ask me. Before asking, please make sure that you don't have any background noise. If you find any background noise, I request you not to speak directly. You can type your question on chat window so that I'll be answering. Fine. The SaaS model, what happens? The entire, just I'm repeating this point multiple times. I'm sorry for that. Okay. So the virtual servers will be maintained by Oracle. And in case of on-premise, what we have to do, we have to buy the license. We have to buy the license for product. But if client is going to opt cloud SaaS model, it's not mandatory client has to buy the license for the product. They can have an agreement with Oracle saying that we will use and will pay. What would be the base the client will be using and paying? That could be user base or tenure base. Okay, fine. So that is the point we have to understand. If any client is going for cloud option with the SaaS model, the client, please somebody, I can hear some background noise. Yeah. I request you all to mute yourself. Fine. Okay, you want to connect to audio. So just go to audio option. Okay, there you can find two options. Out of that, select computer audio. Select computer audio. Make sure that you are using earphones, headphones. That's how just you can connect to this session. You can hear the audio. Okay, just follow that process, it will work. You said you are not able to hear, so you cannot hear whatever I said also. Just let me just type here. Is select option as computer. Done. Fine. So when you compare on-premise model with SaaS cloud, here we have to buy the license. Here it's not mandatory. Okay, here it's not mandatory. So we can have some contract with the Oracle. We'll use the software and will be paying. That can be user base or tenure base. It could be some other terms, other criteria. And in case of on-premise, what happens is we have to maintain the physical server. But in case of cloud, you no need to maintain any physical servers. The virtual servers will be maintained by Oracle only. And here you have to invest a lot for maintenance also. Okay, the maintenance and all, everything you have to take care of. Okay, so maintenance and all, everything you have to take care of in case of on-premise. When you talk about cloud, you no need to do any maintenance. You no need to deploy any resource for maintenance. The maintenance also can be taken care by cloud. And other advantage, Oracle itself. Other advantage is if you are an on-premise environment, so Oracle will be keep releasing higher versions. One word, just they'll be fixing some bugs or they'll be adding some new functionality and they'll be releasing some higher versions. In that case, if you are going to be an on-premise environment, you have to upgrade your current version to latest version. But if you are going to be on cloud version, cloud model, or cloud adoption of this ERP Fusion applications, the version will get upgraded automatically. That will be taken care by Oracle itself. So those are the options you can find. Okay, those are the options you can find. But when you go with the option cloud SaaS model, the limitations are, and one more point, if you are on-premise model, as per your business requirement, you can customize the product. Since you taken the license that is deployed in your location, you have a physical server, okay, you don't have any limitation restrictions, okay, up to certain extent. What are the customizations you want to do, you'll be able to do in on-premise environment, however we are doing on for release 12 product. But if you go with the cloud with a SaaS model, customizations are not allowed. Customizations are not at all allowed. Only you may do small piece of changes. That could be personalization or something else. Okay, we cannot do a kind of customization if you go with the SaaS model. The companies who are going to use this Fusion product, where they don't no need to do many customization, that kind of companies will be running kind of model of vanilla implementation. Those people can generally opt for the solution called as SaaS model. Other companies also who require customization also, those organizations also can opt, and what would be the process we'll be discussing. But simple understanding here is, on-premise environment you can do the number of customizations as per your requirement, okay, no restriction. But if you go and opt the solution from Oracle cloud services with a model called as SaaS, software as a service, Oracle won't allow us to do any customizations. But if you take example companies like something like GE or Emerson or Cisco, so these kind of big organizations, okay, Amazon, okay, all these clients are using Oracle application. If you take those companies as example, all they are using now R12, there are many huge customization they did as per their business requirement they are using. Tomorrow if they want to switch to Fusion, and what is the option available here for that kind of clients, not only for those clients, for any clients will be expecting some customizations as per their business process, Oracle is giving option to go with the cloud PaaS model. Here PaaS stands for platform as a service. Okay, now two options are available from Oracle. Okay, if you don't want to do any customizations, go with the SaaS. If you want to do the customizations, you can go with the PaaS model, platform as a service. That means Oracle will give the platform, Oracle will provide the platform, okay, for the client, where they can come up with their own customizations. By using the PaaS model, once they're done with the customization, the PaaS model they can convert into SaaS also. They can integrate with the SaaS model also. Okay, that also can be possible. So these are the two major options are available. Can you pause? Please, I request you once again, if just please make sure that you are just kept on mute yourself. So suddenly sometimes you are able to hear different just background noises. Request you all once again, please check yourself. Okay, fine. Okay, so that's what. So we have these two options. Even when you go with a PaaS model also, here we can have we can go ahead with Oracle, we can have some contract on what base you want to use the service from the cloud. In cloud PaaS model also, all the servers will be deployed in the internet source only. Okay, there won't be any physical server, all will be virtual servers, maintenance and everything will taken care by Oracle. And here, so everything we have to invest, we have to buy the license, we have to buy the server infrastructure, and we have to go with the maintenance, and upgrades will become again challenge. And but the great advantage is we can do some customizations. If you go with the cloud SaaS model, So here we no need to buy the product. You can have agreement with the customer based on usage or other terms. The other one is no physical service required. Virtual server you can have, and auto upgrade can take place, but limitation is you cannot do customizations. Here you don't need to buy any software, that you can have a contract with Oracle based on usage or other terms. Another point, the server physical server is not required. Virtual server you can get from Oracle as a cloud computing solutions services. And other point is here it's a very much flexible to do the customizations. You can do it. Another point, when you look into on-premise, okay, what is great advantage? Data security. Okay, here there won't be any issue with the data security. Even now Fusion in the Oracle, the cloud offering also, they are taking care of enough data security approaches, data security models. They can make sure that there won't be any issue with their client data. So that is the reason many of the clients, even financial organizations, also opting cloud Oracle Fusion cloud services. So many banks also using, many other financial organizations also using cloud. That much secured Oracle build these cloud services. So these are the points you have to understand. We have some different other models also, but those are not required. Being a functional consultant, when you're working as a functional consultant, those models we don't need to understand. If you are aware of these two models, that would be more than enough. If you have any question on these Fusion implementation models or adoptions, whatever we discussed, just you can post your question, we can discuss. If you don't have any background noise, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. If you have in the place where you have some background noise, you can type your question in the chat window, so that I'll be answering for the same. Any questions on this? Now other point is, most of the implementations are taking place on cloud base. It can be SaaS or PaaS model. So almost all the clients are going with the cloud only. Generally you may not see on premise. Out of 100 implementation you may see one. Okay, so almost all implementations are happening on cloud base. Any question? Fine, I don't see any question from anyone. We'll just move on to next concept. So other point here is Oracle Fusion enterprise structure. Yep, thank you. Sorry. Oracle Fusion enterprise structure. Okay, before we talk about Fusion enterprise structure, we'll just go through our multi-org structure as per EBS. EBS multi-org. When I talk about EBS multi-org, what is the standard structure we have from EBS? We have on top level as business group concept, so we call as BZ. Under BZ we have primary ledger, which is a transaction entity. Under primary ledger we have legal entities. I'm just writing one by one, since there is no option here to just keep hierarchy. So just other one is under legal entities we can have operating units. OU. Under OU will be mapping inventory organizations. Okay. So this is a multi-org structure as per EBS. Okay, EBS. It can be R12 or 11. If it is R12, just in the place of primary ledger, sub-ledger, set of books will come into picture. We know that. Fine. Now, similar to this, what structure we have in Fusion applications? In EBS, we are calling as multi-org. In In Fusion, just simply we'll call as enterprise structure. Okay, just term they changed. Okay, stop calling as multi-org, we are calling as enterprise structure. So in multi-org, these all are organizational units. Okay, these all are part of organization, so we can call as organization units. Same way here, what are the organization enterprise units we can see here. Top level, however, we have a business group. Okay, the same way like here we have one concept called as enterprise. Okay, enterprise. Under enterprise, we'll have a divisions. Okay, we'll have a division concept. Under divisions, you can have your primary ledger. Sorry, I have some problem with this keyboard. Primary ledger. Under primary ledger, you can have your legal entities. Under legal entity, here as per EBS, we have operating units. The same operating units in Fusion environment, we are calling as business units. Just naming convention they changed. BU. Under business units, you can have inventory organizations. Okay, they're given some other optional point also as a distribution centers, but that is not primary to keep in the part of this enterprise structure. This would be fine. So this would be the enterprise structure in the Fusion environment. There will be enterprise, and under the divisions, under divisions primary ledger, under primary ledger legal entity, under legal entity business unit, under business unit inventory organizations. What is the enterprise all about? It's nothing but group. Okay, the group name will be taken as enterprise. In multi-org, in EBS, we can, as a part of multi-org, we can create n number of business groups. But in the Fusion environment, for one instance, you can create only one enterprise. So in that case, how the HR solution can be implemented. So within the as an enterprise, based on the countries, how many business groups. See, if you are going to implement in EBS, we'll create the multiple business groups based on the countries, or else we may go with a single BZ for multiple countries also. Both are possible. But in EBS, in the Fusion environment, so only one enterprise you can create. But to operate the multiple countries related, that people and payroll related information, we have a concept called as legislative data groups, which will be equal to business groups in EBS. In EBS, we have a business group equal to that. In Fusion, we have a legislative data groups where the solution will come from HCM side. But that just for comparison I'm telling, but structure wise enterprise will have within under one enterprise you can have multiple legislation data groups which can segment which can segment your country specific people and the payroll related informations. And what is the concept of division? Division is nothing but based on your businesses you can have a divisions, or based on the business where you are running you can have a divisions. So if you are running the business in the different geographical areas, each geography you can take as one division. Okay, APAC, EMEA, different geographies you can take as a different divisions. Or else if you are running the business with a different vertical of businesses, if you are doing the different vertical of business, say for example there is a company who are operating the business with the different verticals, say for example software consulting services and automobiles and construction services. These three the company can take as a three divisions, so that system will support that level to they can balance the transactions and they can do the reporting also that level. Again, finally, the division concept is optional when you are designing the enterprise structure. You can ignore the division, you can go ahead, you will be able to create it. The primary ledger same as EBS, legal entity same, and operating unit in EBS, here Fusion we are calling as business unit, and here they given some additional points also, how the BUs can be managed in Fusion. That will be discussing when we are working on the system environment. And then inventory organizations. So if you take division as an optional, almost our enterprise Fusion enterprise structure will be more or less equal to multi-org. But in the multi-org, the business group concept, whatever you are just whatever we know, that will be part of enterprise. Directly we cannot map a business group with enterprise. Okay, so this is how just we can understand about enterprise structure in Fusion environment. If you have any questions, you can ask me. We'll discuss on this. Any questions? Fine. I don't see any question. I hope this is very clear to everyone. The simple, what would be the enterprise structure in the Fusion means? This is the enterprise structure. Top level will have enterprise, under the divisions, under the primary ledgers, one or multiple, everything, one or multiple, just legal entities, BUs, and the inventory organizations. This would be the enterprise structure as per Fusion applications. And the next topic, Oracle Fusion architecture. Okay, Oracle Fusion architecture. Sorry, just copy, paste, done it. Okay, so we'll look into Oracle Fusion architecture. Before we get into this Fusion architecture, we'll just go through this EBS architecture. In terms of layers, we'll be having database layer, application layer, and presentation layer, where graphical user interface for the users. But that is a very just detailed level. When you go with the basic core part, basically we'll have in EBS. I'm just always I'll be referring with the EBS. I'll be discussing. So in EBS, okay, Oracle EBS. When you look into the architecture of EBS architecture, we'll have a applications and we'll have a database. We'll have a Oracle database. In front end, just you can have Oracle applications, back end, Oracle database. That's it. It's a simple architecture. So every application, or else in every application, let's say like every application will be tied up with a database, relevant tables or schemas. Then when user is working or any consultant is doing the setups, everything will get just connected to database, and the data that the whatever process or configuration we are doing gets stored in the database. And when we are working on the application side, when we are going to work on the application, so or if you want to implement any business process, or if you want to set any approvals or controls or user administration, anything, all you have to manage as a part of application. Your configuration you will be doing from the application side, you will be doing the business process will be doing from the application side, and application administration also will be doing from the application by using the different application. Okay, this is how we have. So if you are doing some activity in the application side, directly the data will get stored in the database. If you want to fetch the data directly, you can take the data, you can just query, you can see, or else you may run the reports. It's a direct interaction between the application and the database. There is no middle kind of where between these two applications. Between Oracle applications and Oracle database, there is no middleware which will be monitoring and controlling, and which will be taking care of the complete business policies or rules and administration part related to this application and this database connectivity process. So simple architecture we have in EBS. But when you look into Fusion architecture, you have Fusion applications like as Oracle EBS applications, and we have database. Okay, we have database. Between these Fusion applications and database, Oracle introduced in the Fusion concept called as middleware. Now just I'm removing this. Anyway, we discussed. Done. So this is a Fusion application, Fusion architecture. We'll have a Fusion applications, and we'll have a database, and between Fusion applications and database, we have a middleware. What is the concept of middleware? Okay, middleware is a platform which will be monitoring and administrating all the business related the functionalities or process or any kind of business related activities. Okay, so say for example, simple example I'll take. In EBS environment, if you are going to integrate non-Oracle application with Oracle application, say you are going to integrate third-party application with the payables, how we do the integration? With the help of technical resource, we'll do the implementation, we'll do the mapping. What technical people do is directly they'll be connecting that application with respect to Oracle application so that we can get the data into that. So there won't be great flexibility where you can write enough rules on the business process, on the process, whatever the data you are getting, and you cannot implement many rules when you are getting the data into our Oracle application. But in the Fusion, by using the middleware, any integration you are going to do for any Fusion applications, that has to be done through middleware. The middleware, many technologies are there, many tools are there. Okay, by using those tools, we'll be able to do that. There you can build a business process. There you can set up rules or conditions. Even if you are getting data into our application from any other application, or when we are processing the data from our application to other applications as outbound interface, all can be done. Like SOL. SOL is one of the kind of technology in the middleware. I'll come to that point. I'll be giving all the points. What basic knowledge we require when you talk about middleware, even we are not going to work too much on middleware. Please mute yourself again, somebody. Okay, thank you. Fine. So that's how the middleware can be used. This kind of integration, any integration takes place through middleware components. Okay, and directly we don't do any integration with the respect to Fusion applications, but in EBS we'll do in that way. Okay, we'll just come to that point. We'll get some detailed understanding. We'll go one by one here. When you talk about Fusion applications, the Fusion applications are like, those can be financial applications or procurement applications, or PPM application. Means PPM stands for project portfolio management. In EBS, whatever we have as a project accounting, project costing, project billing, project resource management, project management, and project contracts, all they taken as a part of PPM and HCM. Okay, these are the product families. Human capital management. Okay, core HR, payroll, options management, performance management, recruitment, all comes under HCM. This is how they given the naming convention in Fusion. So financially is one of the product family. In the same way, procurement, as a part of procurement, you can find the purchasing application and self-service procurement, supplier portal, procurement contracts, and sourcing. All the applications will be part of procurement. So for this naming convention also, they changed how we have to call them. That will be discussing in further sessions. Okay. So when you say Fusion applications, these family related all application comes under Fusion applications. That can be payables or receivables, cash management, fixed assets. And when you say database, in EBS we'll have a Oracle database. In Fusion environment, okay, we'll go through this then. Middleware. In middleware we have a different components. Middleware components, or you can call as middleware tools, or you may call as applications also. Nothing wrong. So in the middleware we have tools called as components, IDM or OAM. Here IDM stands for Identity Manager. Okay, Identity Manager or OAM, or else both are same. The naming convention you can take as IDM or OAM. OAM stands for Oracle Identity Manager. Okay, Oracle Identity Manager, both are same. What is the role of this IDM or OAM in Fusion environment, that where these are part of middleware? So for user administration purpose, we can use this IDM or OAM. I don't say completely this is equal to system administrator in EBS. Okay, more or less say partially this is equal to system administrator. Okay, in EBS, by using the system administrator, we can create the users and we can assign the responsibilities, that kind of activities we can do. The similar activities we can do in Fusion by using IDM or OAM tools which are part of middleware. And along with this, we have some other tools called as APM. This APM stands for Access Policy Manager, or else you can call as Authorization Policy Manager. Or call it as access, anything just you can call. You can see these two terms. Okay, access policy manager or authorization policy manager. What is the job of this? In EBS, when we look into, when you are creating the responsibilities and all, will require menus. Okay, now in Fusion there is no concept called as menus and there is no concept called as responsibilities. Here everything will be managed with the roles. So for which application, which roles Oracle is providing or which roles we require, Oracle will be providing some seeded roles. The roles concept will be discussing in the next session. Okay, what are the roles we have for each and every application? The roles, everything will be able to see from APM, Authorization or Access Policy Manager. Here only for each application, what are the seeded roles Oracle is providing. If you want to create your custom role as per your business requirement, those roles also you can create from APM. Again, those roles application specific you can maintain by using the role template. Okay, roles concept can be handled from APM. When we are working on our sessions, we'll just go through it and we'll get complete understanding about that APM. So for now, this is the point. This is also part of middleware. And there is another concept called as a part of middleware, BPM. Okay, just I'm removing all this. We have a concept called as BPM. Okay, BPM stands for Business Process Management. Business Process Management. Okay, what is use of BPM? In EBS, we have a concept called as AME, Approval Management Engine. Through Approval Management Engine, we can set up the approvals for payable invoice process. Okay, we can set up the approvals for payables invoices. That means in AME, we can use for approvals in EBS. So now in Fusion, you don't find any AME, any approvals that can be payables approvals or procurement based approvals or GL approvals or any other approvals. All the approvals can be set up from BPM only. Okay, by using the BPM, we can do the approvals configuration for any application wherever approvals are applicable. So that is a tool which we have as a part of middleware. And apart from that, we have some other components called as BPL, SOA, okay, UCM, and so on. There are many other components or technologies are part of middleware. But we no need to understand, we are not going to work on middleware. We are going to work on application. When we are working on application, definitely will be touching these components, but not these. These we no need to work. It's purely technical. Okay, BPL stands for Business Process Execution Language. Okay, this is a new language which you will be used in the Fusion applications as a part of middleware concept. So that by using this BPL and all, you can write some programming for connectivity purpose or to consume the services from, it can be internet services or any other services. For this kind of integration process you can use it. And if you want to work on BPM, we know like in EBS, so we'll be having in AME we'll be having workflows. As per business requirement, we have to customize the workflows also. We have to customize the workflows. So if you want to customize the workflows and all, if you want to develop the new workflows, you should have some knowledge on SOA. You should have knowledge on SOA. SOA stands for Service Oriented Architecture. Okay, this primarily will be used for connecting one application with another application. That can be Generally those are non-Oracle applications. For plug and play environment, SOA is plug and play environment. It's easy connectivity can be built from SOA technology. This is also part of middleware. The other one is UCM, Universal Content Management. Okay, any kind of this in the business process, any kind of documents and all can be maintained as a repository by using the UCM. The UCM also will be touching where it will be useful in our functional part also in our course. So this is what just we have to understand what is the concept of middleware, how where we are going to touch that middleware functional point of view. Let me write that UCM also here. Many other technologies are there, okay, but we are not going to work on them as a functional, but generally we'll be touching these areas being a functional consultant. And coming to database, in EBS we know we'll have a Oracle database. Whatever the data you just enter in the any process, it will get stored in the database. Basically the data will be stored in the database transactional base. Oracle you can say transactional database. Okay, but in Fusion when you talk about database, we have two databases. One is Oracle database and the other one is S-based database. We know what is the purpose of database, Oracle database. When you just do any configuration or when you do any business related process, automatically the transactional data will get stored in the Oracle database. And what is S-based database? S-base is a concept from Hyperion. Already we discussed Oracle acquired product called as Hyperion. Hyperion primarily will be used for reporting and your budgeting and planning purpose also. So when we are using this Hyperion product reporting, okay, reporting solution as a part of Fusion, so the Hyperion will be running on S-based database only. That means once you record some transaction, first the data will get stored in the transactional format. Okay, transactional data will get stored in the Oracle database. Once that is done, immediately the data will be moved into S-base also. The data will remain, the transaction data will remain here. From the data will get stored in the S-base database, but summary balances based. Okay, the sum of the balances with the specific dimensions, okay, it will get stored in the S-based database. We'll discuss on that a bit detail level later, but now simple point you can understand. Basically S-based database will support Hyperion reporting. The inbuilt we have as a Hyperion reporting in Fusion applications. So in Oracle database, transactional data will be stored, and S-based database balances based data will get stored, where that balance based data, summarized balances data, can be used for reporting purpose. The quick reporting can be generated by using the powerful solution called as Hyperion reporting. Okay, just these are the points we have to understand when you talk about Fusion architecture. Okay, this is what we can do. Fine. Sorry. And next concept, rapid implementation process. What is the rapid implement? Do you have any questions on this? Any questions on Fusion architecture? Please, you can ask me directly, or else you can just post in the chat window so that we can discuss. Hope that question is answered already. Middleware is like SOA. No. So SOA is a part of middleware. Fine, no questions. Okay, done. The next concept. So just this is there as one of the feature, but I taken this as a part of this demo because very advanced feature you can say when you compare with EBS. Kind of great announcement they did. So Fusion data conversion process. So we know in EBS what would be the data conversion process. Okay, in EBS if you want to do the data conversion, could be master data, transactional data, the process would be we have to prepare the templates, or else we may use other project template we will be modifying as per the requirement. So let's say we have to prepare data templates. Okay, after preparing the data templates, we'll be just explaining the templates to the business users. Of course, before that, we'll be studying about the client database structure. Primarily, we have to keep in our mind our Oracle database structure. That on that base only, by doing the mapping with that client system, we'll prepare these templates. After that, the business will fill the data in these templates. Okay, business users will be filling the data and will get these templates, and high level just will look into that, then we'll be sharing this data to technical team. Okay, for technical team will be sharing these templates. Okay, template data. Then what they do is the technical team, they'll be converting these templates into some compatible formats, flat files, or will say they'll convert these templates into CSV file formats or other compatible format which they can use for this process. Once that is done, the technical people will be developing the staging tables. And by writing the programming, okay, big volume of the programming scripts, what they do, they'll be moving the data from these flat files to staging tables. Then again they have to write the script programming they have to do for validation. Once the data is validated, they'll be populating data into interface tables of respective application. That also they do through programming only. Means, okay, once that is done, simply the data, once data is populated interface, we can import. Being a functional consultant, we can do this activity. Here majorly in which areas the functional consultant is involving: template preparation and import. The data filling will be done by technical team. The filling will be done by business users, and the technical people will be involving that. They'll be converting and they'll create the staging tables. They'll write a lot of programming to fetch the data from here and populate in staging tables. They'll run a lot of validations to validate the data before they populate in interface. Then finally, by using the scripts, they'll be populating the data into interface tables. Then being a functional consultant, simple task is will be importing into respective application. That means here in every data conversion, any application data conversion, we should depend on technical resource. Without technical resource, we cannot perform any data conversion activity in EBS. But in the Fusion environment, no technical effort is required. When we are going to do the data conversion activity in Fusion environment, we no need to depend on technical people. There's no concept called as creating staging tables, validation, nothing. We don't need any technical resource. This total process you can forget about it when you are working on Fusion. So in the Fusion environment, what Oracle is doing is, in EBS case we have to create the templates, but Fusion, Oracle is providing the templates. Oracle is providing the templates called as FBDA templates. Okay, nothing but spreadsheets. FBDA stands for file based data import. Okay, Oracle is providing the templates. Say for example, you want to migrate the suppliers data. So suppliers data template is available from Oracle. Okay, you can go and you can download the template from Oracle official website. Okay, you can go on to download. After downloading, you no need to prepare. You can download that template. Will have all the specific, if you are going to load the suppliers data, supplier related, all the columns, database columns will be part of the template. Okay, which are mandatory, optional as per your business requirement, or else anyway by default we'll have some mandatory columns. Those all we have to fill. Then okay, we'll just download and we'll be sharing with the business users. Business users will be filling the data. They'll be filling the data in the templates. Once that is done, we are not going to share these templates to technical people. In EBS, what they do, they'll create the staging tables and the data they'll be populating in the staging tables. Equal to staging tables, in Fusion we have a concept called as UCM. UCM stands for Universal Content Management. Okay, we'll just download the templates from the Oracle website. It can be for suppliers data or open invoice or customers master data or transactional data or any data whatever we are performing in EBS as a data conversion activity. Most of all the data we have a templates. So we'll download the templates, we'll be sharing with the business users, they'll be filling the data. Once we get those filled templates with the data, simply you can upload into UCM. You don't need to write any programming and all. Okay, simply we have one job, one request we have to submit. We'll go to that in EBS. What we'll do, we'll go to SRS window. From there we will be submitting reports and programs. The same way here we have program. We'll be uploading the data file into UCM first. After uploading, we'll run one more program. After uploading, we'll run one more program so that the data will be moving from UCM to respective interface in tables. To load the data into UCM, we'll use the program. Simple, just request will be submitting. That's it. Here the request only we call a job here in Fusion environment. Simply we'll submit one job. We'll go and select job and submit. That's all. And again, once data is available in UCM, to move the data from UCM to interface, we'll submit another job, another program. Okay, no coding is required. Once that is done, we'll be importing the data into respective application by running the import program, import process. We can import the data into respective application that can be master transactional data. This is how Oracle simplified data conversion, okay, process in Fusion environment. Any questions on this? Any questions on data conversion concept, how that can be handled in Fusion? And we'll see that how to do it, how to do this process, we'll see. Fine, seems no question. Now we'll switch to our course content. Sorry. So when you talk about our course content, see, primarily we'll be working on core financial applications. Major will be focusing on Oracle Fusion General Ledger, accounts payables, account receivables, cash management, and fixed assets. Apart from that, okay, the basic level of coverage will be having on uh, Fusion tax, nothing but EBT, e-business tax we call as in Fusion tax, and Fusion expense, nothing but I expense as per EBS. Okay, so Fusion expense, I'll be just anyway, just let me go through that course content which I kept ready here. So this is what demo we are discussing now. This is what we planned for a demo. Now we are discussing the same. Then from IDM and APM we'll be covering these, how to create the we'll see what are the job roles, duty roles, data roles, abstract role we have, and the comparison between the Fusion and EBS to understand more detailed level, and what are the different type of users we have, what is the user creation process in Fusion, and how to create the employee users, and how to assign the roles. Okay, how to assign the basic roles or data roles to the users, and we'll understand about role templates. Finally we'll see how to create our own custom roles as per business process. From functional setup manager, this is a place where we have to start your implementation. Okay, we'll be discussing detail level in tomorrow's session about this. Okay, so we'll just go through that, this FSM, functional setup manager, and this BPM, business process management. There will be covering approvals for invoice approvals, and GL journal approvals, and purchasing approvals. And enterprise, just now what are the enterprise we'll be discussing based on financial point of view, how to create it, we'll be seeing how to create BUs, inventories, and other, all this will be creating, we'll see that. And from GL side, this is what just we are going to cover, all these concepts, configuration, and the different business processes. Everything will be covering from GL side. Okay. And here we have a concept called as reporting, financial reporting center. Okay. Here, just in our environment, this is not working, but I'll give you the complete understanding about that. We'll be discussing what is smart view, account inspector, account monitor. After the discussion, I'll be providing the document, which will be more than enough to understand about this. Based on the document, you'll be able to work on this function setup. Financial reporting center. If you have access to instance where that functionality is working, I'll show you the complete process, how to download it, and what is the purpose of each and every component. Finally, this is a major concept. Within that, these are the sub parts which we have as a reporting purpose. I'll be sharing detailed documentation through with the documentation we'll be able to work on that. But in our instance, that is not working, we cannot see. Okay. The rest of all will just I'll be just doing the setups, and I'll be executing everything whatever listed here. Anyway, this course content I'll be sharing with you all after this session. And when you look into payables, these are the payables configuration is involved in Fusion payables application. We'll complete all these setups. Then we'll look into all these concepts, all this process. Okay, certain features are not available in this. Those are available in release 9. So even those I'll be covering, I'll be documenting, I'll be demonstrating how those works, what setups we have to do, that also I'll be covering. Almost these are the concepts we'll be learning from payables application. And coming to receivables, this is what we are going to cover from receivables. And cash management majorly, how to create bank statement, how to perform manual and automatic reconciliation. This is what we'll be learning. And from fixed asset side, the system configuration and the transaction process, asset creation, mass additions, merge, split, CIP, reclassification, what if analysis, rollback depreciations, all tax book concepts, mass copy, all will be discussing. And from fusion expense, the fusion expense, I'll be just showing the configuration part, which setups we have to do. Since in this instance we have small bug, that also I'll be showing where we have bug and which is not working. Okay, how the complete configuration I'll be showing, but I cannot promise it at this stage. I'll be showing the process. I can show all the, including the approvals also. I'll be showing the complete configuration which is required for fusion expense. Since because of bug, I cannot show you the process. By the time we reach that fusion expense, if the bug is resolved, I can show that. We applied one time patch, but no expected results. We are working on that. Here we don't have any scope to speak to Oracle to fix this kind of bugs. So that is the reason I cannot promise on that, but I'll be showing complete configuration which is required to implement fusion expense. Other one is fusion tax. I'll just show you the basic configuration, R2R flow configuration, and we'll have a transaction process also. After complete the configuration, based on the configuration, so we'll create one payables invoice and we'll test whether the system is calculating the tax or not. E-business tax in fusion we are calling as fusion tax. And purchasing. Okay. So from procurement, the purchasing part I'll be covering. From purchasing side, just we'll do all these setups, and I'll show you how to create the purchase order and how to approve the purchase orders, how to create the invoice by matching with the PO. This I'll be showing. The requisitions receipts we cannot create. In fusion environment, the procurement is decentralized in terms of functionality. So with just from purchasing, you cannot create receipts and requisitions. If you want to create requisitions, that has to be created from self-service procurement. If you want to just create receipts, you have to implement receipt accounting concepts. Otherwise, you cannot do that. When you get into that, that will become core procurement. So I'm not going to just deal in this class as core procurement. The basic purchasing functionality I'll be showing. The basic, all these all comes under procurement related configuration. All will be doing, I mean to say, purchasing configuration out of procurement. And I'll show you the PO creation, approvals, how to implement the approvals, how to submit out complete approval process, and finally we'll see invoice creation by matching with the PO. So more or less equal to P2P cycle. Even we are not going to create requisitions and receipts, but process wise you can understand. Basic level P2P cycle I'll be touching here. Okay, so that's all. These are the concepts, these are the course coverage or course curriculum we have for this training. If you have any questions, you can ask me, we'll discuss. Any questions from anyone? Okay, the timings would be 11 to 1 o'clock. 11 to 1. If you people are available, I am ready to take up to 2 or at least 1:30. That we'll discuss once the the people are get finalized for this. We'll discuss on that. Any questions from today's session, or any questions from your side about this course? What you want to understand, and other points to here. Just I want to share with you is just uh, I will be giving the instance access for 3 months, and each session we will record and will be sharing with the people who are attending these sessions, so that you can use the recording sessions for future reference purpose. Okay, every session will be recording and will be sharing. In case if you are going to miss 1 or 2 sessions, you no need to worry about. You'll be getting the recorded sessions for every. You may attend, may not attend. You'll be getting the recorded sessions, and if you don't attend a few sessions, later offline you may go through these videos. If you have any questions, you can connect to me and we can have a discussion. I'll be available for one-to-one discussion on the queries which we get when you go offline videos. Okay, related to respective class. That is possible from our end. Any questions? Okay, seems to no questions. Okay, fine. Tomorrow we'll connect same time. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock we'll be connecting. We'll be just uh, going ahead with some other session. Okay, where we'll just look into some other understanding which we require to before we get into the instance. Okay, fine. Thank you so much for joining this session. See you tomorrow. Have a good day. Thanks. I'll be sharing this video afternoon time. Okay, this session we are recording. I'll be sharing this video to everyone. Okay, thank you. Yeah, thanks.